Here with Coach Cody Day of the Colmesneil Bulldogs. How you doing today, Coach?
Doing well, doing well, doing what we can to stay busy.
Okay, how's your family doing, and how they coping with having you around so much?
Doing well. My wife's actually our head softball coach, so when all this happened, it really affected her and her program as well. And we definitely have been seeing more of each other at home, which is good, because as coaches, both of us, we're going to and fro a lot, and just running the roads, whether it's on a bus or whether scout somebody or whatever it is. So it's good to be home. We've got a 2.5-year-old, so it's really good to be around him a lot more too.
All right, so if you don't mind, touch a little bit on how you're managing to keep contact with your kids there and try and keep them on point, both athletically and academically.
Yes, sir. Really when it first happened, a lot of our programs were contacting, our kids, by the program that they were in, whether it was baseball or softball, tennis, track, because we all still expected, to be able to finish at some point. And so we were staying in contact with our kids, kind of in those groups. And then also we've put all of our kids on a big remind. And so we'll touch base with them, usually multiple times a week that way. We've also been Zooming with our kids by grade level. I know a lot of programs, they're doing position meetings, Zoom and football and all that type of stuff. Well, I really can't do position meetings, via Zoom, because in 2A, that kid that plays defensive end for us may have to play outside linebacker the next week if somebody gets hurt or something like that. And so we're staying in contact with our kids via Zoom, via Remind, just texting and calling in general. And, we're just making sure that they're doing well. We've sent home workouts. As soon as it happened, we sent home a bunch of at-home workouts that they can do at home. It's been really good here in town. I've drove by a couple of times and saw kids, running up and down the road and running up down the street and all that type of thing. So, a lot of our kids, are taking that serious, and they're keeping the goal front and foremost, and they're still working out and all that type of thing. So we really appreciate our kids for doing that.
All right, so this will be your second year there at Colmesneil.
Yes,
Talk a little bit about when you came in. I believe it was kind of late last year that you came in, and
yes, sir.
the impact of that, and even given the circumstances, what you're trying to establish there, and well, yeah, just what you're trying to do.
Yes, sir. Well, it was very late. The official start date for me was July 1. Really, I was here kind of mid-June, and you know, just kind of trying to get to know the kids, kind of establish what our standard was going to be, what they could expect from us as coaches. At the same time, I was trying to get staff together and hire staff and all that type of thing. And, that was really, really tough. I had never taken over a program that late before. Our previous head coaching stop, I got that job, kind of mid-spring. And, it wasn't nearly as tough. But it's tough to do. It's tough to do now because we had a great off season going. We, for example, our first max cycle through, after we maxed our kids originally, the next max, the average increase, for example, on squat for our kids was 45 pounds. I mean, and they were getting they were seeing massive increases in the weight room, and they were seeing massive decreases in times, whether it's the 40, 400 or whatever it may be. And so they were doing a great job. They were buying in. And that's what kind of hurts is you don't see them every day. You don't have them in the weight room and all that type of thing. But I think we came a long way culture-wise. Our kids have really learned how to work really, really hard. They've really become great teammates, encouraging each other and all that type of thing. So we're really, really looking forward to next year. We only had 3 seniors last year. They were great kids for us, and they were great leadership people for us. But anytime you bring back, that many kids, that's a positive thing. And so last year we saw an increase in the program of about 15 kids from the end of the program the previous year. And so right now we look to have an increase of about 25% more going into next year as well. And so we plan to be able to suit out a JV for the first time in a long, long time around here. So we're kind of fired up about that.
So let's be positive. We're going to be getting back in the weight rooms in the summer. We're going to start practicing the first weeks of August. We're going to hit the field in the fall.
Absolutely.
What is that? Well, what are the Bulldogs going to hang their hat on? And talk about a few of the kids whose names we're going to be reading in the paper on Saturday morning.
Sure. Well, I mean, we've got to be able to run the ball successfully. We've got to be able to establish the run. Just based on kind of the personnel that we have, we've got a lot of bigger kids, up front. We've got to be able to go right at people and push people around. And that's, the reason why the weight room is so important for us. One thing that we saw a lot of improvement on this year, in comparison to the film that we watched last year, is we had tremendous pursuit on defense. Everybody's flying at the football, that type of thing. That's one of the first things we do every single day in practice. We run pursuit drill. We're getting to the football. So our biggest thing is, when we win, when we're successful, it's going to be because we're out working people. We're going to have great technique, that we're disciplined, and effort's a big thing for us. I tell the kids there's only two things I get upset about. One is somebody turning up, and the other one is bad effort. And so as long as we have kids that are working hard, being great teammates, and flying around to the football and playing hard, then everything's gonna wind up just fine. We bring back a good bit, especially in next year's senior class. And we had one kid that was hurt. We didn't have a lot of major injuries last year at all, but we had one in our first Midnight Madness practice last year, and he tore an ACL. And so he was done for the year. So we're looking forward to getting him back. He's one of our skill guys. That's Dallin Pate. And so we're looking forward to that. We've also got our quarterback back, Jordan James. He actually threw for close to 1,000 yards last year. I think the school record's 800 and something. Although we're going right at people, we try to throw it enough to keep people honest. I'm trying to not leave people off here, but we bring back our nose guard, Kobe Sherd. He did a really, really good job for us last year. Evan Stewart, he's another big kid for us. We have what we call a jumbo package. It's a goal line package, and he's a lineman. We stick him in the backfield and we run right at people, when we need a yard or two, and he does a great job doing that type of stuff. And I hate mentioning people because I don't want to leave anybody off, but I'm fired up for all of our incoming seniors next year. They've done a great job in the weight room, and we're just looking forward to everything that they're going to do leadership-wise for us, and all that type of stuff.
All right, now, most important question.
Yes, sir.
How do you say it? Colmesneil, Colmesneil?
It's Colmesneil. Now, even some people in town say Colmesneil, some say Colmesneil, but I think a majority of people say Colmesneil. So that's what I say.
All right, so we ended that debate.
Yes, sir.
Well, thanks for your time today, Coach. Stay safe and hope to see you in the fall.
Yes, sir. Thank you.